Hello and welcome to Meet the Beat. Today we will show you how to make Danish meatballs in curry sauce. We use a lot of different things in this one, so it's kind of a modern version of the traditional Danish dish. Here are some of the ingredients that we're going to be using. Some celery, carrots, ginger, milk, curry, coconut milk, some ground cumin, flour, and some onions, chilies, a lot of garlic. And what makes this different from a traditional Danish meatballs in curry is that we add garlic, ginger, and chili. That is sort of a little bit of an Asian twist along with the coconut milk. So that's gonna make it very interesting and very different from the traditional dish, which we find is very, very delicate and actually a lot better. We started by blending onions, chili, ginger, and garlic in this blender so that we get this nice soft mixture of vegetables. And we're actually going to add that to our minced meat in a moment. Here we have some minced pork, and we're going to put some salt into that. And we put in a lot of salt because we wanted to be able to soak up a lot of liquid later on and become nice in the consistency. So that's why we salt the meat so much in the beginning. Then we add our green mixture to it along with some ground pepper. And we just combine this green mixture well into the pork. Then we add 4 eggs. And these 4 eggs are of course going to give a sort of fluffiness and softness to the meatballs, which is very, very nice. So we mix this well into the meat. And then we add in half of our flour with a little bit of milk. And we start to incorporate that. And after that we add in the same amount of flour and the same amount of milk and incorporate that in. It's better to do it in 2 rounds because in that way your meat will sort of get a chance to soak up the liquid that it needs and then have another round afterwards of doing the same. So what you see now is that we're getting a slightly different consistency on our meat. It's not as dry as it was in the beginning. Now it's very nice and fluffy in texture, which is going to make these meatballs very soft and very, very delicious. What we're also going to add is a bit of ground cumin. It goes in right there. And we just combine this well into the meat. Now we'll make the sauce in the pan, the sauce for the meatballs. So we started by just putting up put some onions into a pan with oil, or butter was it in this case. And then we add garlic. Then we'll add in some green chili peppers and ginger, just roughly chopped, because we're gonna blend it all later on, so it doesn't really matter that it's in big chunks. Just cut it up as much as you want. It doesn't really matter that much. And then we'll add in the curry that is sort of playing a really big role in this dish. So we need to add in a lot of curry. And go to a website to see the measurements. So now we start to get this nice and yellow color in our dish, which is significant for a curry dish. Then we add in some roughly chopped carrots along with roughly chopped celery. And we use a whole head of celery. And you just combine it well, and then you add some coconut milk, a whole can of coconut milk. Now we're gonna shape the meatballs, and we will cook them in boiling water, boiling bouillon water. We use vegetable stock. And the cool thing about this is that once the meatballs are done, they will actually rise to the surface of the water, so you'll know when they're done. And as you can see, we make them nice and big because we like that. It gives a sort of more soft and delicious texture to the meatballs, and that is what we're looking for. So make them big if you like it. As you can see, they're starting to get a nice color and a nice shape. And once they are sort of at the surface, we can take them out. Now we will finish the sauce. So we will add in the bouillon that we have just sifted a little bit so that we don't get any big chunks of meat or anything into our sauce. And then we will start blending the sauce until we get the texture that we prefer. So you just use your hand blender like this and do it directly in the pan. It's really easy. Add in some freshly ground pepper, and you can add in as much of the stock as you want, or the broth. It doesn't matter, it's completely up to you. If you like a texture that's a little more thick or like puree like, then you can do that. Or if you prefer it very liquidy and very thin, then you just add in some more stock. Now we're gonna just dump our meatballs into the curry sauce, because that's the way it's traditionally served in Denmark. You put the meatballs directly into the sauce in the pan, and then you serve it like that. And we like to put our meatballs in just about 10 minutes before serving, so that the meatballs get a chance to soak up a little bit of taste from the sauce and become an incorporated part of the dish. And that's what we do right here, as you can see. So now that's nice and incorporated into the dish. We are actually gonna serve it. So what we'll serve on, and what this dish is traditionally served on in Denmark, is on rice. So we have made some jasmine rice here, and we've nicely placed them on the plate. And now we add some sauce and some meatballs to them. And then we drizzle with a little bit of freshly chopped cilantro. And we also like to add a little bit of chili sauce, because it just gives this dish even more flavor, and it makes it even more Asian actually. So we have really changed this very Danish dish to become a bit more of an Asian variety, which we think is pretty cool. Then we add just a little bit of sour cream for cooling down the spiciness. And that's it. Please subscribe to us here on YouTube and Instagram, and thanks for watching. Bye.